All right, it is time to make a volcano. Here we go. We're going to create some new things. We go over here, create a new document. We'll call it your last name. Let's call it part 4, the volcano. All right, here we go. This is fun. We're going to start with a couple different things. So for this one, if you think about it, when we're building stuff, we want to build it on the top plane and then pull it up. We're going to extrude and pull it up and loft it. We're going to use this cool thing right here called the loft button. All right, so let's get started. First thing, we need to make a square. So we're going to go ahead, click a sketch. We're going to pick our top plane to work in. And then I'm just going to click the top of the dice, and I'm just going to make a very exciting center point rectangle. So we're going to come over here, hover over the origin. Once I have the orange square, orange circle, click once, pull it away. Here we go. Let's make a cool volcano. So for our volcano sizes, I'm going to let you be a slightly freestyle, but nothing bigger than 3 inches on the bottom in either direction. So with this, let's go ahead. I'm going to add some dimensions. I'm going to make this 2.75, and I'm going to make this side. Oops, I didn't take it. Let's try again. Edit 2.75. Nope. Sometimes this happens. All you got to do is go and delete. Come back here, go undo. Try again. Dimension. There we go, 2.75, enter. And now I'm going to click on this side. And let's make this side 3. We'll go for maximum size. Keep in mind it has to be blue, because when it's blue, it's knowing what to do. With this, we're going to say, hey, check correct. So far, if you move your mouse around, hold in that center mouse wheel, rotate it, you're like, yep, I got a rectangle. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to create this loft. So click the volcano. And what we're going to do is, first of all, we got to create some other planes. So what we got to do is we got to create another lofted plane over here. So for this, we have to create a loft. We got to start it at the beginning condition. We got to tell it where to end. We got to show that it's connected to different parts and all the things in between. So we got to create some planes first so that we can pull it up. So remember how I said, don't be rude, just extrude. So instead of doing that, we got to come over here and begin with our plane. So come over here. It looks like a little window or a weird window, and we got to create a new plane. So what we're going to do, this helps to put it in isometric view first. So we're looking at it. So our eyeball, we're going to pull this up. So remember, we're stepping on it flat on the floor. We're pulling it all the way up. So what we're going to do is we're going to offset it from the top plane. So sometimes it's easier with planes. We can just click on this. So we'll click on the top plane. And then if I move this around, you can see that little arrow is saying, hey, what direction is it going? So if I have it the opposite way, it'll just pull the plane down inside. So if we want to create a crater, we go that way. If we want a volcano, we're coming this way. This tells me how high up I want it to be. So if I go 3, all of a sudden it's like, whoa, it's way up here. Let's go for like 2.5. Again, you can make any size volcano as long as it's no bigger than 3 inches in any direction. So let's go for 2.5. So when I look at this looks cool. It's going to pull it up that way. So again, flip normal just means that it's going to invert it. Leave that offset. This right here, you can get all sorts of cool things going. We're going to stay basic. We're going to go with offset. So check your direction. Once that's good, click green, check correct. All right, now that it is green, check correct. Now we can come over to the volcano button, also known as loft when we're in CAD. So CAD, the vocab word loft means to make it like a volcano. All right, so here we go. Let's create this. So what we're going to do, we're going to create the start condition. So right here, we're going to click first on our little guy. But now we have to have another sketch. We got to tell it, hey, where am I sketching it to? So we're not there yet. All right, let's go back. So now we got to draw something on our new plane 1. So let's flip it around to isometric. This gets crazy. So now we got to draw something on this top shape. So click here on plane 1. And I'm just going to click on top so that way we can see it. Let's make it a circle. So we're going to click sketch. And then here, notice instead of top, I'm going to select my new plane I just made because we're going to make this on the top. So plane 1, you see it's good. It's good right here. Now let's do a circle. So I think a circle is a great shape for the top of an exploding volcano. So here we go. So we're going to hover, lock it to the origin, set your dimensions. Okay, circle, square, click, pull it out. Okay, add dimensions. Again, you just cannot make it bigger than 3 inches. So for this one, let's go for 1.75. All right, so there is my new circle. Once it is good to go, check correct. All right, I'm going to hold in my center mouse wheel and loft it. Now I have a circle hanging up above and a square down below. Looks great. Isometric. Now let's go back and check to see if we have everything for the loft. Loft. All right, profiles. Where are we starting? Down here, square bears. All right, where do we want it to end? Okay, we want it to end right here for the other one. All right, so now when you click on those two, you'll see it'll loft. If you built a third plane, you could continue to grow your volcano and shift it off to the side and pull it up through the edges. This is so cool. So move it around. If it didn't turn out right, hit the X's here, and then we can reselect. So where it says start condition, you're going to, if it's not blue, you got to click in the box. So you're going to start at the bottom. So start at the square or start at sketch 1, click. Then you're going to go to the end one, and then we're going to go for sketch 2, and then it'll pull it up. So once you got it, you're going to do green, check correct. Woohoo! All right. Now we need to make it look like a volcano. That does not look like a volcano. It looks really cool, but it's not a volcano. Let's add some holes in the surface. We'll extrude a hole. So let's create a sketch. And now, this is crazy, awesome engineers. We are going to look at our top view plane, but here I'm going to sketch right here on the top of plane 1, because that is where the hole is right here. So hover your mouse carefully. Being a master cat is a master of the mouse. So you want to move until you see that whole circle. This is where we're going to sketch. So click that. This is now our circle plane. So I'll show you again in case you didn't catch that. So if you're here and you only are sketching on part of this and you're trying to figure out where it's going, you have to wait for the whole circle to show up. And this here will tell you it's the loft of face 1. Or, let me do it again. For the loft, you can do it as plane 1. And then it will give you any of these options. You still want to check the whole circle. Once you have the whole circle, let's create this shape right here, a column, center point circle. Come in the center. Going to pull out another circle. We'll add our dimension. Going to add 1.25. Okay. Check correct. It is done. All right, friends. Now we got a lot more to do. So here's what we're going to do. Go back to don't be rude, just extrude. So we're going to come back up here. I did the green, check correct. Click. Now, here it says, what do we want to do? So now when we look at this, we want sketch 3. So we go over here to our plane. We got a lot of different things. Click sketch 3. And now let's put this in isometric view. So when I move it around, you see all of a sudden it looks like it's coming out towards the top. However, we want to remove, and we want to punch it down into our volcano, okay? So we're going to do a blind depth. And then for this one, what we're going to do, we're going to go through all. So this means that the volcano, it'll be like a hole from the drill bit where it'll go all the way through. So once you have it as blind through all, you can flip this around. When it's red, that means you're going the wrong direction. Flip your arrow. You are good to go. Green, check correct. And it's good. All right, you're like, we're done. Not yet. Okay, what we're going to do, so fillet rounds the edges. A chamfer right here will sort of buzzsaw off the edges. We're going to do a fillet for our edges. And this will blend our volcano so it makes it look. So right here it says entities to fillet. Okay, so this means what do we want to, so think of it like you're taking the file or the disc sander, you're buzzing it off. So what we're going to do, I'm going to buzz this side. And all of a sudden when you look at it, you see how now it's rounded. Okay, you can change the measurements here as width. You can change the distance. You can change the curvature. I want you to experiment and try different things here. If you make it super drastic, check this out. So if you do like 0.5, it gets all melty and wiggly. You could go 0.75, and all of a sudden you see it starts to melt like butter right here, right? Because we're making a volcano. So if you like that, go ahead, check correct, make a molten volcano. And now here, I'm going to also fillet the edges. So let's flip this back into top view. And right here, we're going to take these edges, 1, 2, 3. Whoops, that was too much. Okay, let's try it again. Fillet, 1, 2, 3. And you notice the little number tells you how many sides has it got. So now you're going to change this, and I'm going to make this much smaller. So we're just going to go 0.2, and you'll be able to see that it rounds. You can also do them different levels. You can have it variable fillet, so you can change the different sides, different vertices. You can have it like melt and drip, all that fun stuff. So all you got to do is just get some fillet on your 4 edges, put it back into isometric view, click green, check correct, and ta-da, you have a volcano. Have fun. I don't give you dimensions outside of it. It must be smaller than a 3-inch cube. And that's it. So we'll go to share, link sharing, click export, turn on link sharing. Make sure that this is good. Whoop. Copy to clipboard. And then once you paste that, then you're going to take your screenshot, which is Shift, Windows button, and the letter S. Get your last name, the part name, and isometric view of your object. Snip it, turn it in, and that's all. Have fun.